Hi, ladies. I'm so happy to be here and to have decided to come on here live speaking with you. I wasn't actually intending to, but there's a topic that I want to bring in today. So you can see it here just on the side uh, of the live video. So today I want to bring in a really important topic that is actually um, that concerns all of us women. Okay, so a lot of you women have decided to join this group, even though you have not been active. A lot of you haven't been as active as others, but that's okay. There's no judgment there. I'm aware that the energy is out there and that it's activating something in you. So I'm very grateful and thank you for being part of this beautiful space. So today I want to talk about a true feminine leader. Okay, so what is a true feminine leader? A true feminine leader is a woman that stands up for what you believe in. Yes, this is called passion. So when you stand up for something, you stand up with the whole of you. Okay, so how are you making a difference in your immediate environment and expressing it with all your might? Are you doing that? Are you aware of how much in conviction you are living for what you stand up for what you believe in, and what you're passionate about? Okay, so this is an attitude that we carry in everything that we do in life. Okay, so this is why I feel it's so important to actually be very in tune with our passion and pleasure channels, because that's the source that we can rely on. I just had a palpitation there as I said that. That's the source that we must rely on, that we can rely on in order to bring the whole of ourselves forward into life, right? In the way that we are living every day. Now, last night when I was walking by the beach, I recorded an audio and I really felt like I needed to have this internal dialogue with myself. Um, and it was all about being in, it was about being all in. Now we're going through this massive so it's I think it's like the moon and Mercury. These, it's a full moon, and it's very strong, and it's all about as the normal lunar energy brings, it's all about releasing the old and coming back and welcoming in the new. So this seems to be a time, excuse the noise in the background by the way. So um so just remembering that everything that we are stepping into right now is everything that we are needing to focus on, because of the release of what is no longer serving us. But we are being pushed to, and I'm not going to delve too much into the astrology side of things, but this is a time where we are pushed to recognize our talents, recognize our gifts, and to really channel our energy with forward movement along that path. Okay, so that means letting go of a lot of other crap that is not really serving us. Okay, so I'm just going to close that parentheses. Now, moving on, I know that people haven't joined us yet. I know that you will be following, you'll be joining maybe later. There's no pre warning before I do these lives, and that's okay. I just kind of, come on as I'm called to. So, this is a very sensitive topic. This is a really important topic in this time, remembering. That New Zealand is going really inward, is going through a time of solidarity because of the attacks that have happened, uh, the 50 people losing their life to the atrocious attack that happened in the Muslim mosque. So what I want to bring forward today is the sense of feminine leadership. So I want to remind you of the importance of having a true feminine leader. And what does that mean? What does it mean to have a true feminine leader? So this morning I woke up to a letter that was written by a 13-year-old from Australia. She's a little Muslim girl, and she wrote about how she was born after 9/11 and how she was always brought up in a society that was always hostile towards the Muslim community. And with this hostility, she never was really shown what a true feminine leader looked like. And the first example was after she heard Jacinda talk on the TV news about what it means to be a true feminine leader and to bring peace and solidarity and to hold space for a community. and she really enacted the true sense of, peace and how religion doesn't make a distinction between us, religion, race, how we are all one. So that was beautiful. Now, a true feminine leader is a woman that stands up for what you believe in. Okay, so this is called passion. So I want to just bring to your attention today how you, as a feminine woman, as a feminine leader within your community, your society, within your family, within the people that you love, your friends, how are you really standing up to injustices? How are you standing up? Are you really voicing, and are you really saying, thank you. Are you really saying and stating what is it you really think? Do you speak up when there's something that is being done against you or against someone that is close to you? I think this is a very important topic to bring up today, and it's totally related to the topic of uh, femininity as well, because femininity is about really truly feeling deep down what is going on. And this is why I can't help myself but to talk about this topic, is because being in tune with my feelings and really being sensitive to my feelings and to what's happening around, um, we can't ignore things that are happening around us, and it does shape our reality, it does shape our nation, it does shape our community and our family. So I just want to bring to your attention that everything, the way that we can make a decision now, right now, and choose how we want to stand up for our family and our community and our society and our country. We make the decision every day, um, as to how we choose to stand up for ourselves, for our family, for our friends, people that we love, for our community and for our country. Every day we make a decision. Now, if you resonate with what I'm saying, I would ask you, someone has just come on. I hope you can hear me fine. And do feel free to ask questions. I'm always inviting you to ask questions. But if you resonate with what I'm saying to you, I do ask you to, to get involved, and to get involved. So one thing is racism, but racism is only one portion. There's a lot of other behaviors that are seen in society that are a lot of the times are ignored, but a lot of the times they're not. And people are really, they're really brought to the surface. And what I believe is that it's really good to bring conversations and to open up communication and allow conversations and communication to take place, when things happen, when things occur, as opposed to putting it under the carpet or sweeping it on the side because we are too busy living a life to provide for, to make money. Some things are essential to talk about and to be open to hearing other people's perspectives. Uh, so, for example, yesterday I was walking on the pavement and I was just crossing the entrance of the car park of the library in Takapuna. And there was another woman that was crossing on one end and I was crossing on the other. And there was a car of two young women that were just driving up the driveway, but they literally pressed their foot on the accelerator and they rallied up the driveway and they were just giggling away in the car. And the woman that was about to cross the road, I was on the other end, but she was closer to the car, being on that end there. So I could just see her heart stopped and she literally like walked all around. And these women, they didn't even see her, they didn't say sorry, they didn't say anything. And they just giggled, they continued to laugh and giggle, and they were just driving off. And the woman was still like trying to catch her breath because the woman was so in their own world that they just put no attention as to what the heck was happening around them. So uh, I uh, bring this topic today because I just simply want to bring to your attention how essential it is to make a stand in little ways, um, every day, with whatever we see around us. So, making a stand, standing up for what you believe in, using your might, using your using the whole of your energy, the whole of your power to stand up for what you believe in is very essential, especially in today's world. So if you're not exercising love for self, if you're not exercising, if you're not devoting your time doing things that you love, then how are you going to be devoting, or what kind of energy are you bringing forth when you see injustice happen? And what kind of energy are you putting forward when you are seeing that something is not being done correctly, when your child is harmed, or when your sister is, when injustice is done towards your family or friend? So we need to exercise this level of self-love, not only for ourselves, but because people that we love and youngsters rely on us to make that stand. So my action, the action that I took was I knocked at the woman's window, and she was completely oblivious to, she didn't look on the left, she didn't look on the right, she didn't see me, they didn't even see the other woman on the other side. So I knocked on the window, and she put the window down, and I said, "Excuse me, but do you recognize that you nearly ran over a woman?" And she was giggling. She laughed. She thought it was funny. And I said, you don't have to justify yourself. There's nothing to justify. You just have to, whenever you are coming out of a driveway, you need to move slowly, gradually, and you need to look on the right and you need to look on the left, because there could be children running around. There's always people walking around. And the woman was, like, I caught her obviously by surprise. But, I just told her whatever I had to say. Then I walked off, and I thought, this happens all the time in New Zealand. There's always people driving out of their driveways, and they're not looking left, right, nor centre to see if there's people around them. So people really need to open up their eyes, and when we are present in our own life, we are then able to be present for other people, Um, and the woman was still like catching her breath, I remember. From the fright that she got, and she thanked me. She's like, "Vanessa, good on you for," she just said, "Good on you for standing up and for saying that to the girl." And I said, any day, any time, because, and she said something like, these kids running around, and I said, yeah, there's kids running around, but us, like, we were in danger in that moment, so we needed to stand up for ourselves. So the point of this video today, and I'm sorry if I've rambled so much, is it's a shame that when atrocities happen that we tune more into the pain body, but then it's kind of like, if we're able to detach ourselves from the pain body, we can bring consciousness to what is actually happening and what is going on. And I'm going to invite you to reflect today on how you are using your passion and your might towards injustices, or towards situations that you see that are happening around you that are not very pleasant, that are harming other people, that are harming yourself and your children. So remember, a true feminine leader is a woman that feels, that sees the pain, that feels it on a physical level, that holds compassion, and that wants to make that change. Okay, and the change doesn't have to be made aggressively, but it can be simply made by standing up. Now, something else that came to me yesterday is also, how there's so much competition between, just a side note here about, whether you're in business and, whatever you are doing, people get so consumed and about wanting to be better, wanting to be bigger, wanting to be famous. But it's really not about standing out, I believe, in society, in any given situation, whether it's business in your personal life or as a member of the community. It's not about standing out. It's really just about standing up. And you can stand up as a feminine leader every day. You can choose to stand up as a feminine leader um, by being present and by really addressing things the way that they need to be addressed, as opposed to turning a blind eye to it, because that's the way that a lot of people choose to respond in society. So it's really not about creating like $1 million impact in a business, or creating like a massive global warming change. It's really in the small gestures and in the small actions that we bring forward into our community, in our everyday life, in our homes, with our family, with our friends, that can mark a difference, because we are acting as leaders. We are showing a good example, and then that's going to be passed on. But I think it's beautiful to use your voice express your truth, to express what you feel is right, to use those passion channels, those power channels, to deliver the message, to empower others as well through by you standing up for yourself and by what you believe is right. Okay, so I'm sorry today if it sounds a bit preachy, the video. I feel it's really important to bring this message forward. I'm feeling it really deeply within my consciousness, within my body. So I chose to bring this message forward. If you do want to contribute any thoughts, any feelings, then you are welcome to contribute in the comment box. But if not, I'm gonna see you again. I've been occupied, writing my book, and I've been packing as well. I've been busy moving between homes. So there's been so much happening on this end. I hope that you are all doing well. And if you do feel that you have topics that you want me to bring forward to discuss and to have to open up conversation on, then I invite you to write down in the comments what it is that you'd like to discuss. And let's bring it forward and pay it some attention. Okay, so sending you lots of love, and I'm going to see you again very soon. Bye for now.